Good morning. Are we wrapping up March already or what?
Yes.
I
Let's
mean,
go, bro.
I
Let's
don't
go,
know that
April.
I'm clapping about it. It seems to be like the world is happening a little too fast for me, anyway. Little too fast. I like things to slow down a little bit. Like Easter's coming already.
That's deep. Yeah.
That is
Easter.
deep. I must say, I do agree with you. That is deep. Kenny, what's going on? What's new? What has been happening? I don't know. Kenny's cracking up today, and I'm not sure why.
Just in a funny mood.
He's not going to share with the class what he's laughing at. That's okay. That's all right. Nothing new. No new interesting stories for Kenny's life this week.
Okay. Same old, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Okay.
No news. No news is good news.
That's true. That's true. Same old is not a bad thing. At least not when you get to be up around our age. We're
True
just
story.
looking for some nice quiet solitude and a whole lot of not too much news going on. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Right?
No drama. No more drama.
So we're in
my
season
life.
3. No drama. No drama. Hey, do you remember? Do you know that that's a great Mary J. Blige song? Did you know that?
Yeah.
That is a
yes,
great
I do.
Mary J. Blige song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. No more drama.
One of my favorites.
Mine too.
So yeah, we're in season 3, episode 72. Ron saying that Kenny got his hair done. Maybe that's
Here we go.
These two with the private jokes. I'm not going to pretend to know what it is they're talking about. It is episode 72. Yes, we are in Bear Week. We're doing Bear Week this week. And I have been watching, and I've been watching all of my Going On Daily co-hosts, whatever you want to call them, throughout the week. And there's been some good stories, good information. I don't know. Ron gives us a topic, and we do pull through with some good shows out of those topics. So
yeah, it's a miracle.
Sometimes you wonder. It's better than, I think Cheese Week was the worst, right?
yes.
So far, Cheese Week was the worst one, I think, that we had to deal with. So, so that's not too bad. Bear Week is not bad compared to Cheese Week. To brie or not to brie. So, yeah. So anyway, it's March 28th. And so this coming week, we're going to be rolling out of March and into April. And so hopefully the weather follows that. And we have some good weather. That'd be nice. Today, this weekend is cold for us, but I tend to be, I'm not an optimist per se, but I'm a realist. And to me, it's in the 20s. But after the winter we had, this is not a bad weekend. Like, we had a nasty, nasty winter.
Yeah.
So I don't think that, like, in the 20s in the morning is like terrible. I'm really not worried about that. I actually don't mind it. I think eventually you get used to the temperatures. But we had like some -0 stuff going on. We had a lot of snowstorms. Like, this is nothing compared to the February we just went through. So I'm not complaining. And it's supposed to be nice to get on Monday. So yeah. What are we doing next week? Fool's Week. Are you serious? Is that seriously a topic? That's a serious topic. I mean, are we all fools on this show? And so therefore, if we just come on the show and talk, like, we cover the topic. We don't really have to come up with anything. We just have to be here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's what next week is, and that's what they're kicking off. I should say, Ron and Kenny tomorrow are kicking off Fool's Week.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, yeah. So you guys are like the captains of Fool's Week, maybe. Anyway, here's what we want you to know today. I had to stop and change my topic for today. I think it was Thursday night, I believe, like technically. But most of yesterday, they were talking about an actor by the name of James Tolkien, and I'm not sure if anybody knows who he is. Yeah, so you're seeing some pictures underneath me. You're seeing a picture
Mhm.
between me and Kenny. I'm not sure if anybody. I mean, he's a very recognizable actor, and he's been in I don't know how much stuff. But I'm not sure
Mhm.
how many people knew him by name. But he's one of my favorite actors as far as like somebody that was in a lot of movies in the '80s. He was a very recognizable face. He had a lot of roles. There's a couple of major roles that people knew him for, but he did actually a lot of stuff. So he was 94 years old, and like I said, it looks like technically they're saying he died, Thursday night, which would have been the 26th. However, as of the 27th, that was when it was reported, and that's when most people were talking about it. He was 94, like I said, or I don't know if I said that, but I meant to say that, and that's a good life. That's a good life.
Real good
That's
life.
one hell of a career. Every time somebody passes, we say it's young, but I mean, if you get up into your 90s, you're doing well. That's pretty good. So here's some of the roles that James Tolkien was in that I'm not sure that people are going to know or remember, because a lot of the roles he was in, he was kind of he did a lot of character acting. He didn't do any main acting. He did a lot of supporting roles and stuff. And so, but like I said, he's got that face where you just know who he is.
Yep.
Everybody knows him from Top Gun as Stinger.
Mhm.
Would have been Tom Jardine. That's his full name it's his character's full name on the show. But he was code name Stinger, right? And he's the one that pretty much was screaming and yelling at at the two, both Maverick and Goose at the beginning of the movie, before they head off to school. And he's the one who gives Tom Cruise that job. Anything you want in the world at the end of the movie. But that's what most people. That's one of the roles they recognize him for. And then the other one would, of course, been Principal Strickland in Back to the Future, and
Mhm.
that's under me. And he did the whole franchise. I think anything that where they needed him to come in and do something for Back to the Future, he showed up and did. So there's a whole lot of there's the three movies, and then there were a lot of like there was a series that went on, and then there was like so anything having to do with the movie, he was present and took his role and did his thing. Uh, Sorry, I gotta say, Top Gun was 1986. Back to the Future would have started in 1985. He was also in War Games, one of my favorite movies ever.
Mm.
Was War Games, and he played Mr. Wigan on War Games. He was one of the security guys, one of the guys that pulled Matt
Yep.
aside and said, Matt Broderick, and
Yep.
said, hey, dude, what are you doing? What's the matter with you? So again, that's 1983, right? And then The River. Now, I don't know if you remember The River. The River was a really good movie, and it was in '84.
Yep.
One of my favorite people in the world is Sissy Spacek. So if you're not a Sissy Spacek fan, you're
Mm.
gonna be like, "What?" But he also was. It also starred Mel Gibson, and it was about those Tennessee farmers that lost all their crops to water and flooding and all that kind of stuff, and like what farmers had to do to like make a living in order to stay afloat when their crops went bad. It was a really good movie. If you get a chance to see it, see it. But he played Howard Simpson in that movie. I believe he was one of the foremen on Mel Gibson's like job site.
Mm.
That would be 1984. He also was in Serpico. I don't know if anybody would remember that. He actually was in Serpico. Now that's
Yep.
going back. You got
Yeah,
some
way
Al
back.
Pacino going on there.
Yep, way
And he
back.
played Steiger in Serpico, and I'm not sure if anybody remembers him there. And again, he was one of those actors that, like, back then, he was in a lot of movies, but like nobody really knew who he was until later on. So it's one of those movies where there's a bunch of actors in it that became big, but at the time, you might not have known a lot of the supporting players. So Serpico is always a good thing to go back and watch. So I would say go back and watch Serpico just because it's such a cool movie. And that's 1973. That's a long time ago. He was also in a movie called Author. He and Al Pacino did a few things together. So Author was another one that he did, and that was more of a comedy, and it was an Al Pacino movie. But he played Lieutenant Glass. That would have been 1982. He was in Amityville Horror briefly, and it's really funny because you would never think so. But he played a coroner in that movie, so he kind of showed up and I believe probably pulled some DeFeo family members out of the house. If you're an Amityville horror person, you know what I'm talking about. Because the DeFeo family is where it all started. And I believe he probably showed up at the beginning of the movie and was rolling some of the family members out on stretchers. Turk 182, also another really good movie if you're into Kim Cattrall was in that movie. And Tim Hutton. Now, there's a guy you haven't heard about in a long time, but Turk 182 is a really good movie, and he was in that as Hanley. And then finally, he was in Dick Tracy, if you remember his name, with numbers in Dick Tracy. So he's been in quite a few movies, playing support parts, and I like a lot of actors that kind of look. I want to come show up, do one of the characters on the side. I don't want too much pressure. They have a fun with what they're doing. He was one of those actors that just enjoyed the craft. He was in a lot of series as well. He was in True Blood, and this is between one and many episodes. Was Grady in that? I don't know.
Just
okay. Yeah, all right. Anyway, he was in True Blood. Like I said, this is between him just showing up for one episode or showing up several times in a series. He was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He had one episode there. He was in The Wonder Years. He was in Remington Steele. He was in Cobra, and he was in Nero Wolf. These are some of the kind of long-running series that were on, and he did some support part there too. So, rest in peace. James Tolkien. Again, he was 94 and he had one hell of a life and a career. And I just wanted to make sure I threw that in my things you should know today. Yeah. So we're rolling into, I think from here, we're just going to go straight into where you are watching us. And so you are watching us on Kick. You're watching us on YouTube, or you're watching us on Rumble. Those are the three places that you can see our video live. If you are looking to watch us, that's 10 o'clock in the morning, every day but Friday, right?
Yep.
It's at Rhode Island Broadcasting. We're also on Twitch at Rhode Island, or RI. Sorry, I should say that out loud. Because when I see RI, I say Rhode Island, and that's not correct, really. Here, RI_broadcasting is where you want to find us on Twitch, and then at Broadcasting RI is where you would find us at X or Twitter. And then rolling into our social media, we have MeWe, TikTok, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Parler, Space.
Hey.
And Gab at RI Broadcasting, right? It looks like for Twitter, same thing. You can listen to us as well at Broadcasting RI. Patreon at RI Broadcasting, which is also there. Amazon Music is also there. So all of that, just look at RI Broadcasting for all of that. Just check us out. And yeah, so and also Facebook at Going On Daily Morning Shows, where you're going to find us there. So if you are on Facebook right now, find that. Maybe not right this second, but as soon as we're done talking for the day, go find at Going On Daily Morning Show. Find us there. Follow us there. And then share. Make sure that everybody sees it, because we need to get our numbers up for that. And our website is rhodeislandbroadcasting.net. That's the place to go if you were not listening to anything I just said, or you don't want to listen to anything I just said, which that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are in the middle of our Hall of Fame, right? So we're doing our voting for the best 60s male actor. Isn't it nice that men can be actors?
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
I'll tell you.
Yes.
What a world.
What a world.
Good for them. John Wayne, Paul Newman, Steve McQueen, Jack Lemmon, Sean Connery. Those are the 5 to vote from. If you have one favorite, I suggest you go and make sure that they get, yes, right here where Kenny's pointing. That's our QR code. And that's where you would go to just click that. You'll go straight to the website. You don't have to type it in. If you're too tired this morning to type out rhodeislandbroadcasting.net, click that QR code. It'll take you right there. And I think it should take you straight to the voting. Sean Connery is at 77% right now. Dang. So, if you don't like that and you would prefer, like, that's one of the other ones, maybe Paul Newman or John Wayne should be ahead of the game, I think you should go vote right now and get it out of the way. Make sure that your candidate gets some love. Be a constituent to your candidate. I think it's too late in the month, but what the heck? We're going to do it anyway. Last month we had a best 90s drama and we had X-Files as a winner. So, and that was by 77%. That's still listed here, but it's been so long that who even knows anymore, right? So so far into this month that, you know. Also, Uganda donations. That's the next thing I wanted to bring up. Rhode Island Court Broadcasting.net /Uganda-donations. That's the place to go to like do some donating to some kids who need a roof in Uganda so that they could go to school. It's a very, very little amount of money that if you can't donate, you could, I think $5, most people can swing that. And then the link that Ron's going to put up right here. Oh, actually, never mind. What I'm looking at underneath me is the link. So, and you're going to have to type that out no matter what, because I know on this show, you cannot click a link and go anywhere, even from the comments. You have to, you know, you have to go to the comments in whatever you're watching. And if he drops it in the right program, you can get it out of the comments. But from the screen you're watching, if you try to click here, it's not going to go anywhere. So you're going to have to type it out. However, I'm sure that link is up on Rhode-IslandBroadcasting.net, right? Yep, it's in comments, like I said. Well, like I just said, if you look in your comments, you'll see the link there. You can click it from there, and you should get where you're going to be, right? Yep. And usually Kenny will put up with the link of the actual show where Becky explained going to Uganda and gave us all of her pictures and her experience and you know what she experienced there. Some of the stuff that's going on there, it's pretty sad, and that, you know, we need to be supportive. And we've got Chuck going over there. We're gonna send him over there to build the roof. So as soon as we get the money, we're gonna pull the trigger. We're gonna get Chuck over there. Season 3, episode 51. So that's this year, episode 51. Mid-February. I forget when she came back. But yeah, that's the episode number is 51, and it's story time, and that's where all of her big story is on it. She still will explain it when she comes on during the week. She'll talk about it a little bit. So if you follow Becky, you will know all about what I'm saying. And if you don't, maybe you should. Maybe you should follow Becky. And then you'll know all this. But anyway, yeah. Go to that link underneath me. And like I said, take a $5 out of your week. Skip a coffee. Right?
Yep.
And donate. Could be $1, could be $3, could be $5. You know, it doesn't take much in Uganda money to get stuff going for them. And they need to be able to. It's way too hot for them to sit in a school without a roof. That's just crazy. So, whew, yeah. Now, how much have I been talking? Is everybody sick of listening to me? Because I got to tell you, I think it's time for Kenny to talk. I think I'm sick of myself. So there's that. Yeah.
Hey, it's Bear Stories. All right. So I thought I heard something. Okay. It is Bear Week. We're wrapping it up. Like
I think Kenny's been. I think he's been smoking. That's all right. He's heard things. He's laughing at. I don't know.
I hear voices.
Shrooms. Okay.
Funny.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Whatever you got to do.
So some of our viewers had sent in some bear stories, and some of them are crazy and some of them are brutal. So let's start. This is from Canadian Sun. Shout out to him. Was at a remote cabin in North AB when a bear pushed the window in and climbed through it. It was deemed a predator attack, and I had been trying to hold the window with my hands while it was pushing on it. So it certainly knew we were in there and was trying to attack us. Once inside the cabin, my buddy shot it. Wasn't overly frightened in the moment, as we had a rifle. But afterwards, he thought of how many times we've been in a far more vulnerable situation outside the building with that same bear.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh.
Wow.
The bear weighed 450 pounds and was very healthy.
Sounds like a black bear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sound like a
That's
black bear.
actually a low weight for a bear.
Yeah,
So that's going to be a
yeah,
black bear or baby grizzly, maybe. Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. That's scary. That is scary.
Hmm.
This one is from Responsible Duck.
Okay.
Where do they get these Responsible Duck?
I
I
don't.
don't know.
I do not know.
I don't
I
know.
cannot say.
I don't know. Let's see. It was late. Everyone had their tents to sleep except me and two others. One of the others were basically half asleep, drunk around the fireplace, and then me, and the remaining guy was just cleaning up for the night. As we're putting things in our cars, we hear a bear growling in the woods, just at the edge of the campsite. Just one singular kind of grunt sound. I looked at my friend, and he heard the same thing. Awaked our friend that was drunk, ran to the car, which were 10 meters away, and the bear came to the car, started shaking the car, and we
Hmm.
scared him away. Okay. All right.
I want to know how they did that.
I want to know too. I want to know too. I want to know too. Okay.
And they woke up
All
the
right.
drunk guy. I bet you they ran, and the drunk guy was behind them. And it's kind of like we'll just throw the drunk guy will just be like the oops. If he's going to be slower than us, we'll be all right. I
Exactly.
don't know.
Who leaving behind?
You don't have to
Uh-huh.
be. Yeah, you don't have to be fast in the bear. You just be fast. You be faster than the
The other
slowest guy.
ones. Exactly. Exactly.
They say.
Exactly. Exactly. And last but not least, this is from Cat Coffee.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh, I was hiking with my dog and my ex years ago and was stumbling upon a bear and quickly turned around. The bear stood up and started following us, and my dog was going nuts. He he was more panicked than my ex and lost control of the leash. Or I was more panicked than my ex and lost control of the leash, and the bear chased the dog
Hmm.
off. We waited a few minutes to continue down the trail to get back to our car, and when the same bear had turned around, was following us again. My ex pulled out a device called a bear banger. All it does
Okay.
is all it does is shoot off a loud sound to scare an animal into thinking it's a gunshot. We did hear bear spray.
Hmm.
We did have bear spray,
Hmm.
but this worked 100 times better. And then the bear ran off. We quickly
Okay.
got into our car without our dog. Sadly, oh, went back
Oh,
every day. We went. They went back every day looking for the dog. A few weeks later, they found the dog very skinny, but unharmed.
well, that's good. I mean, the dog's
And
okay.
and sadly, he ran away from home a month later and was never
Oh,
found again.
oh, jeez. Well, I'm sad.
Now, yeah, me too. Now that's our bear
What the
stories.
heck?
That's what I
Okay,
said.
well, now that
That's
we're
what,
now on that note, that went that escalated quickly. That took a turn.
that's,
That
that's
had a
very
plot
quickly.
twist. It had a plot
Yeah,
twist. It
he
did.
went to visit. He went to go visit the bear. He went to go visit
Um,
the bear. The bear again.
maybe. I don't think
Maybe.
so, but I bet you. Well, it's probably unrelated to the bear. It's probably just a coincidence that it's the same dog in a different story that it ran away. These things happen, right?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was trying to figure out what could I talk about as far as bears are concerned. I actually was going to do man versus bear, but somebody else yanked it out from underneath me. But that's
Okay.
okay. So I have a couple of origin phrases that that include bear that maybe I can talk about. So one of them
Yeah.
would be poking the bear, right?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And it's what does it mean? Where did it come from? That kind of thing. So poking the bear, the meaning, which I think we all kind of know, but I will Webster's dictionary it for you. Intentionally provoking or instigating a confrontation with somebody who's known to be easily angered or irritated. We don't know anybody like that because we don't talk to and hang around people like that. But if you did, right, you would not want to
Right.
instigate.
True story.
Or knowingly taking a risk or stirring up trouble by engaging in actions or behaviors that are likely to cause negative reactions. Meaning, don't tempt the universe to throw you off a cliff if you can try to prevent it. Right? At work, we say that, like, as far as like if it's a slow day and we're catching our breath in between, phone calls and tickets and things that we do, somebody will say, "Wow, it's really slow right now," and the rest of us will scream at it. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the
Yeah.
bear.
Hello, Jake.
Oh, hello, Jake. Or to intentionally irritate or challenge a powerful or influential person, organization, system with potential negative consequences. So that's kind of what it means. Nobody really kind of knows where the elusive. It's kind of elusive where the phrase originated. It's imagery of an individual intentionally approaching a bear and poking it, provoking its negative reaction, resulting in a dangerous situation. Right. It encompasses both a literal and figurative connotation, and it's underscored by compelling, his story, a short story published in Chicago Eagle newspaper on April 8th, 1893. So here we go. It unfolds in San Francisco, revolves around a citizen who suffered severe injuries when struck on the head by a bear's paw. And the incident occurred as a consequence of the individual provocatively poking the bear with a short stick. Poking the bear gained popularity in the latter half of the 1900s, particularly during the Cold War era, which a lot of us have been alive for. I know they'll pull it out the history books. We are the what is it? The Little House on the Prairie of people. We were born in the 1900s, so we're very ancient, and we were around during the Cold War era, which is probably, hopefully, in history books at the moment. The expression was often used in reference to Russia, symbolized as the bear during this time, and it became more widely recognized and has continued to be used in various contexts beyond Cold War. Bears are powerful, fairly gentle creatures, but may be potentially dangerous when they feel threatened or they feel provoked. And as a figurative phrase, the bear stands for any person or organization powerful to influence or that will react if bothered or poked. In essence, poking the bear signifies taking a risk by deliberately agitating somebody or something that holds power or influence that is best left undisturbed, often with the aim of eliciting a reaction, challenging authority, or testing one's own capabilities. And the idiom served as a metaphorical warning to individuals to exercise prudence and restraint. It's Saturday morning and we're using big words. Prudence and restraint in their interactions to avoid unnecessary conflicts or perilous outcomes. And it emphasizes the delicate balance between asserting oneself and recognizing the potential dangers inherent in needlessly disturbing powerful entities. That's all from the idioms.com. And I hope you've enjoyed your lesson on poking the bear this morning. And then I have one quote from the Bible because I thought it was interesting. Don't treat God's people with contempt. Don't put God to the test. You don't poke the bear. But they kept mocking the messengers of God, despising his words and scoffing at his prophets until the wrath of the Lord rose against his people until there was no remedy. So that's a quote from the Bible that's related to poking the bear.
Okay.
And then the other thing I want to talk about was friend-shaped. I have a couple of friends that I talk to every so often. Ron's wrath is worse. I can't wait to hear how that is true. How is that? Tell me all about it.
Me too.
Yeah, me and Kenny, we're very curious to what is going on there. We have this joke. I mean, it's not really our joke, but we use it a lot. Where we'll see something cute in a video that looks like it'll kill us, but it looks like if we can pet it. So we say, if it's not friendly, why is it friend shaped? We say that to each other all the time. So, like cute little, like cats, lions, or whatever. But bears is kind of like one of the more dangerous animals that look just cute and fuzzy and like, right? So me, being the really weird researcher I am, I go look for scientific information saying that people are sociologically drawn to like friend-shaped things. Is there any kind of scientific explanation for that? Because that's the kind of stuff I look up every day. I really do. I'm weird. Yeah, so you got baby hippos, you got Moo Dang, right? That's another one that
Mhm.
like um we've all talked about, like baby hippo, right? But if she was big enough, she would, hippos will kill human beings for the sport of it. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know
Um
that.
yeah,
Mhm.
hippos don't have a reason to kill people, they just enjoy it, right?
Okay.
It's kind of rock starish in a way, right? Like it's just kind of rock
Yeah,
starish,
yeah.
just like kangaroos, how they hang out in the middle of the water in
Yep.
Australia, hoping somebody like swims out to them to save them, and then they kill them.
Wow. Yep.
Right.
That's
So
crazy.
it's just a
Wow.
thing. So I think it's
Wow.
interesting that hippos, that's their thing. They don't have to kill you. They're not scared of you. You're not prey. They're not going
Mm,
to do anything with you when they kill you. They just enjoy it. So
mm,
Moo Dang, who is a tiny little like mini hippo, one of those little pygmy hippos. She went viral, I don't know, last year, the year before, right? Because she's tiny, and even still, I think a guy recently went all the way to her cage and like walked into it
mm,
and was trying to take pictures. They had to arrest the guy because he's like walking around in the hippo thing with her and her buddy there. I forgot what her brother's name is. But this guy walks in with a camera and he's trying to film. Anyway, they're adorable, but like it's like if they were any bigger than they are, then they could kill you, right? Maybe that's what makes them cute. But also, it's like if not friend
mm,
shaped, like
mm,
why do we find some apex predators to be adorable, right?
mm,
Is it because
mm,
we were raised with like teddy bears, right?
mm.
Yep, falling coconuts kill more people than sharks. Yeah, we had Shark Week and we discussed all this, but yeah. So unlike other apex predators, like bears appear like they're cute and cuddly, right? So while lions and wolves and crocodiles exude ferocity, bears kind of seem to have like a friendlier demeanor. And it's a perception that might be influenced by like Paddington Bear or us growing up with teddy bears. But evolution and human psychology play a role in this. So Ray Wingret, an ecologist studying bears for 14 years, he suggests that humans have a bias towards seeing bears as kin. Like somehow we see them as relatives or as almost like humans.
Mm,
So we're reflected in folklore and constellations are named after them. This deep connection may stem from humans and bears living in like similar environments, right? Forested areas near water and sharing omnivorous diets, right? So we sort of eat sort of the same things bears eat. They possess features that contribute to their friend-shaped appearance. Their fluffy fur that invites petting, right? And their small rounded ears are like an adaptation to conserve heat. I don't know if you knew that.
mm.
Their
I
ears are
know that.
round to conserve heat, which is kind of
Mm,
interesting. And
yeah.
their large little boopable noses, they're crucial for their like sense of smell, which is their superpower, right? Allowing them to detect prey like over long distances. That's why bears will come into campsites from miles, and they can smell the food people have and that kind of stuff. Um,
Mhm.
some features like their chubby, rounded faces, they evoke a nurturing response in humans due to the baby schema. That's proposed by Conrad and Renz. This is the theory that traits that like have big eyes and plump chunks cheeks. I'm sorry, plump cheeks. I cannot talk today. I couldn't talk last week either. I can't talk any week. Um, big eyes, plump cheeks. They trigger positive emotions and social connections in people,
Mm.
as evidenced by changes in brain activity and oxytocin levels when we see those things. I guess they put a bunch of people in a room and put uh, put a test on them as far as like when they see something, how do they react to it? And I guess we create oxytocin when we see bears. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
Despite their appearance, they're powerful predators. Wynn Grant, a bear enthusiast, emphasizes that bears should not be seen as cuddly friends. So we need to change that. We need to stop that friend-shaped
Mhm.
thing.
Yep.
Her work involves sedating and handling bears and revealing their true nature as vicious animals. The key takeaway is that while bears may seem friend-shaped, of course, they should remain wild. We advocate for wild animals to stay untamed unless conservation reasons necessitate captivity. And viewing bears as mere companions can hinder scientific progress and their natural behavior. And I don't know how many videos you've seen of people in some of these camping areas out west where there's grizzlies and Utah and Wyoming and all those areas, and people just walking up to animals that just you're just like, what is going on with these people? Like, how close can I get to this animal? Can I get a selfie with this like, it's Darwinian to watch people walk up to these people, these huge bears or these moose or buffalo or whatever, and say, I want a picture of this, right?
Selfie.
What makes me mad, though, as much as it's fun to watch people, is that, like, the animals suffer for that. Because if they go after a person, then the person dies, the animal gets the wrath of that. And that's not fair to me. Especially even in, like, caged-in areas where animals are supposed to animal. That's what they do. So if you go into a cage or something, you're not supposed to be in there. The fact that they would kill the animal for coming after you when you're in its habitat is upsetting. I don't like that. We need to change that law. I don't know what to say. We just need to change it. Like, we need to put some plaque over this person's grave. Like, this idiot thought it was okay to jump into this particular cage, and an animal killed him over it. And oh well. And that animal's still alive today. And why don't you go see that animal at such and such an address? You know what I mean? That's what we really need to do. But that's just my opinion. Anyway. So there's a couple of phrases that I thought I would talk about that have to do with bears. And that is the end of that.
That's interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's entering my hippos. They just kill people just to kill people.
Oh, I'm telling you. That was just interesting to find out. It was. But I hear, Kenny, you got some shout outs.
Oh, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Oh,
yeah, I do. I got a couple of them.
Leading Kenny right through the list.
I got a couple of them. Some celebrity birthdays. Reba McEntire turns 71.
Yes, she does.
Vince Vaughn turns 56. Hey, Lady Gaga turns 40.
Wow, she's younger than I thought. I don't know why. But yeah.
Julia Stiles turns 45.
Wow.
Diane Weiss turns 78.
Wow, nice.
And the longtime NBA player retired Rick Barry turns 82.
I gotta give Mariah Carey a shout out because her birthday was yesterday.
Oh yes, Queen of.
And I think she is 56, if I'm not mistaken. But
wow, 56.
Queen Mariah. But Mariah doesn't recognize time. She doesn't acknowledge time. I don't know if you've ever seen her interviews, but she's like, I don't acknowledge time. Like, it's not a thing with me. So
yeah.
I don't know if her birthday is a thing that she cares about since time is not a thing. But for the rest of us, she was born on March 27th. So
yep. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Yes. I have a list item here that says, is this a big deal? Is this Ron? That your thing?
That was mine, but
I don't know. I know it isn't.
No, I'm jumping in because seeming you did shout outs. I might as well bring some shout outs to the fans of the show and all the shows, really. So I figured a couple of fan comments might be pretty cool. So
sweet. Okay.
So Karen Feely, in reference to the season 3, episode 57, 25th hour, talking about the women in white.
Okay.
I loved hearing about the women in white. That's what she said. She loved
it.
Karen Feely loved it.
Okay. Hey, Karen. All right, Karen.
Nice.
Let me see. Heroes Bleed commented on the same episode. How does that change anything?
Hmm.
How does it change anything?
Okay. How does
Okay.
what change anything?
Yeah.
Do we not
What
going to
they
get
did.
context?
No, that was it. Just
Okay.
ask the question.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
I can't say they were detailed.
No, I
You
guess you
know?
can't.
Let me see. We were talking about Bad Bunny height and the height rule. I think it was me and you, Kenny.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What Katie said was
Okay.
actually the tag of the the person. What Katie said. So Katie said
Mhm.
uniformity and asked to have marching band experience as well. So it was for
Mm.
uniformity, which
Okay.
I think that's what we ended up saying, but in
Yeah.
more,
Okay.
less educated terms.
More or less educated. Try and figure that out
Yeah,
while you're
more or
drinking
less.
your coffee.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, and they had to have marching band experience as well. That is what Katie said.
Oh.
Okay.
Katie said.
Yeah.
Now,
All right.
Bill Barnes mentioned he commented on Holy Shift Balls. So shout out to him.
Mhm.
Okay.
Also, besides the fact of Jake, Danny, Hugo, Christy, and a numerous others that join the show regularly,
Mm-hmm.
we had Michael Zippe,
Okay.
Mhm.
Paulette Brooks, the cream of the crop,
Mm. Okay.
Des Jenkins, Jenkins,
Okay.
and we also had David Archuleta, Gary Wagner, and Jake Medelez also. So shout outs to all of them that have been commenting, and some of it negative, some of
But
those
that's
are
the
negative,
that's the risk you got to take.
but
Yep.
they're still commenting, so they're
Mm-hmm.
taking their time. So of course, somebody called somebody an ogre.
Ooh.
Oh,
Was it me?
was it me?
No,
Oh.
one of those gentlemen that I mentioned
Hmm.
called my co-host of Sports Unfolded an ogre.
Okay. Wow. Well, I got to say, ogre is not a word you hear every day, and so shout out to like somebody who can remember the word ogre
I
and
know.
use it in a
Kenny,
sentence.
you look shocked. I get it. And it wasn't very nice. I gave him a thumbs down on the comment.
Like
so,
Shrek, like an ogre, like Shrek.
yeah.
Shrek is kind of friend shaped though, so
Yeah, he's
He
cool.
is fresh.
is it an
Shrek.
insult? I mean, I don't know.
So it was kind of mean, but I mean,
Hmm. You know, yeah.
we got to expect those two, and we
Oh
have
yeah.
to respect the time that they put in to make a comment, I
Mm.
guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's nice.
I figured I'd bring that to you, assuming you were doing shout outs. I figured I'd
Good
shout out.
morning, Kimmy. Kimmy. It's time for
So,
Kim and I to eat a dinner somewhere. I think soon.
Yeah.
So
all
Get
right.
on
I'll
that.
let you guys get back to it.
we're getting back to it.
All right. Thanks, Ron. All right.
I like that. I like. Oh man, I was hiding. Oh,
Me too.
oh well. Yep. So there's is this a big deal? I'm not sure. Is that yours, Kenny?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You know, sometimes celebrities say stupid things. So,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, is this story a big deal?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Is it a controversy or a non-controversy? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I stole that. I stole that from somebody. That's not mine.
All right. So, our friend Justin Timberlake has expressed his frustration
I've seen all
over
of this. Yeah.
over the upcoming biopic based on Britney Spears' memoir,
Mm-hmm.
The Women in Me. He he is reportedly seething about being framed as the villain.
He is the villain. He is. Has anybody seen his drunk? His DUI stop? Go watch that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which he believes that this will drag his name through the mud.
It already did. The book came out and it's already over. There's nothing to drag him around. It's already happened to him. I don't know what he's talking about. I guess he figures the people that don't read are now going to find out. I don't know.
Oh boy, he is displeased with the project.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
See, I would like to be the villain. You know what I'm saying, wouldn't that bring him more money? You know what I'm saying?
Not in this kind of villain case, no. Not this sort of villain. He's not like the Joker in Batman or anything. It's not like that kind of villain.
Okay.
It's more like I was kind of a jerk and put Britney Spears through a lot of pregnancy stress and trauma, and took a relationship and put it in a video to try to get myself some money and all that fun stuff. That's kind of the villain we're talking about here. Which, like I said, he may or may not survive this, but the book has already been out, and any really big Britney fans they're already all over him about it. So, and the Janet Jackson thing, not that it's his fault. Not that it's his fault, but society sucks in that Janet Jackson got flack for that.
Yeah.
She had nothing to do with that. And Justin came out looking like, I think Justin probably made more money after that Super Bowl performance. Like, that's not his fault, but still, like, what in the heck? So. Nobody remembers go watch the Super Bowl Janet Jackson JT performance. You'll see what I'm talking about.
For real.
And if you're asking what he did with Britney Spears, well, she already wrote her book, The Woman in Me. It's like been out for a couple of years.
Yep.
And I know they're doing a biopic about it, but it's already been. I don't know. Is it a big deal? What he's saying? Are you asking if what he's saying is a big deal?
Yeah. Is he saying a big deal? Should he be mad that he's portrayed as the villain? That his name is dragged through the mud?
I guess it depends what you mean by should he be. Like, I expect him to be, and I expect Federline to be mad too. And he's another one. Oh my God, don't even get me started. Kevin Federline. Because he's not going to look good in this book either, and he doesn't look good in general.
Exactly.
Right? But yeah, like after, all of his child duties are over and all the kids are old enough not to be, part of a child, what do you call it? Child support. Now that he's not getting paid child support, or I don't know how that ever worked, but when it stopped, he's now raising a bunch of crap to try and get probably money that is not coming to him anymore at that point.
Yeah.
Because I think money was going to him. Britney's estate paid a lot of people a lot of money that didn't need to be paid.
Exactly.
But yes, when Justin and Britney were coming up, Justin maybe made a few career moves and put Britney under the bus. So he needs to eat that. He needs to eat it. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. So, and I expect him to be mad, and he can be mad, but like I expect him to be biased in his anger. So, sure, he's upset, but the person he is why he's upset. So, let him be upset.
Yeah.
And like I said, go watch his DUE stuff. I'm not knocking Justin Timberlake as a person. I'm sure outside of some of the things he's done, but go watch his DUI stop, and where he's like, "Hey, I'm on tour," and was the funniest thing to have a cop go, "What are you talking about? Who are you?
Who are you?"
That was great. What do you mean? You don't. What do you mean? Who am I?
Who am I? What?
And that video of him where they took him in, and the video of him filling out the paperwork and saying, "I'm white," and laughing at it, like, you're gonna see it. It's to understand it, but
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
So he's in the
hilarious.
Hamptons. He's in the Hamptons, whizzed out of his mind, driving through the Hamptons.
Mm.
And they got pulled over and they name checked him. They said, "Who?" I thought that was
Who are
that
you?
was fantastic. Anyway, you know, everybody's human, so I'm not going to say he's a terrible person or a villain, but
Mhm.
he did. They were all young. You got to remember
Yep.
the '90s. I was talking to my friends and I have been talking about the '90s a lot, and Tiger's another one. He's got substance
Mm.
abuse problems.
Yep.
For 2 seconds, we'll talk about Tiger. This is a second DUI where he's rolled his vehicle. The first
Yep.
one though, he nearly killed himself.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out that story went under the radar so fast. I'm still trying to figure out why nothing came of that, or if something did, why we didn't hear about it. That was a major, major auto crash that he was in.
Yes. Yes, he was.
Was it 2022 now? How long ago or
Yep.
something?
2022. Yeah.
So it's he did some serious damage, and he was, it the story just went away, and I was like, wait a minute, we're waiting to hear, right? So yeah, he just rolled his car again, and I get it. Substance abuse is not a joke, and it's not fun, I'm sure, to try to clear yourself up out of that. But for the love of God, Tiger, go get some rehab or whatever. And he came up with a bad father. I mean, listen, I know all about the parenting. He not exactly, but I'm saying, I can understand him being heavily influenced by his father and it affecting his life long term, and him, if he can't be number one every day all the time, how he feels like he's not worth he doesn't think he's worth living, and he decides, I'm just gonna drink because I can't stand to not be a winner every single day. I get it, but get therapy, get rehab, do something. Anyway,
Happy Gilmore.
He's happy with Happy Gilmore. I saw a video recently with Drew Barrymore, who I know I don't think Ron likes, but anyway, she's talking to Adam Sandler, and she's like showing pictures of Adam Sandler to himself, and he's like, "What?" And she's like, "This is Adam Sandler fashion. There's people out there trying to dress like you. How do you feel about that?" Because he's like, it literally looks like Adam Sandler gets up and puts on whatever. He looks like he's get dressed in a dark room every day.
Exactly.
He just isn't even. Nothing matches. Nothing. And he's like, it's horrible. It's the worst thing ever. I dress like a complete idiot every day. But I don't care. He's like, the only difference between when I was a kid and now is that I just buy bigger stuff. But it's just funny because she's like, there's people out there trying to wear Adam Sandler couture. How do you feel about that? I'm like, there's fans out there trying to be Adam Sandler with this outfit. This is crazy. Anyway, just made me think of that. So yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I think we need to get past Justin Timberlake right now. I think he's. I don't think we should cancel him, but I just think it's just, he is who he is, and he did what he did, and let's all move on. I guess I think that's how I feel. But yeah, he's gonna get scorched in this doc. So I think you should take it. I think you should eat it.
Yep. Your name's already been dragged through the mud, so you know what? Hey, embrace
it really
it.
has. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a snob, but I think the non-reading people are going to notice now because it's in a biopic, and that's what he's worried about. Maybe there's way more people that don't read, and so now he's like, oh, now all of the fans I have are really going to see. None of them saw it in the book because they don't read books.
Exactly. Now the movie come out. When the movie come out.
Yep, let's go, JT. Did you tag JT? Get him in here. He can talk about it. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't like biopics. I really hate them. I just hate them. I hate simulated stuff. I hate if you show me a documentary of actual footage of stuff, which we should have plenty of because we're living in the paparazzi age. So there's so much footage of Justin and Britney and all that stuff that went on in the 90s. I don't really like somebody that I don't know what it is. I was trying to watch the Whitney Houston one, and I just I want to. If it's not Whitney, I don't want to see it. I don't care. I don't. I'm sure the person who played Whitney was lovely, but I can't.
I thought it was fabulous, though. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I just enjoyed the music. You know,
Kind
I
of,
just
yeah, but it's also like here's somebody that's either and like again, I grew up with this and I watched other people that my
mm,
mother grew up with. I watched a lot of movies for artists that I did not grow up with. And I
mm,
thought it was great because I didn't grow up with those artists. I didn't know I was going to be a snob about artists that I grew up with. And now it's like with the exception of the Queen documentary, I actually like that one. And Freddie Mercury is somebody I grew up with, so I was okay with that.
mm-hmm.
But for some reason, like the Whitney Houston thing, it just bothered me. Like, nope, I think I'll just go watch Whitney. Like Whitney being Whitney, as opposed to like somebody playing Whitney. And I don't know.
Mm,
Freddie's always going to sing it better, but I'm just saying I didn't mind that actor as Freddie Mercury for some reason. I didn't
mm,
also mind the actor who played Elton John. I don't know why that didn't bother me either. Some of them I can't watch. So this biopic, I'm not going to care or watch. I've already read the book.
mm. Oh, okay, all right.
Oh yeah, I read the book. I read the book 2 years ago or something like
Mm,
that. And yeah, she explained. She doesn't take him apart. She explains what happened. That was part of her life. So she gets to
mm,
say, "Hey, this happened to me. When I was with Justin. This is what went on. Take it or leave it." That's pretty much the way she described it. She did not like bash him really. She said, "Hey, we were young, you know, whatever." However, I know that the video that Cry Me a River, I know that video is about our relationship, and he basically made that
yep,
video with her with a likeness of her in it and all that stuff.
yep.
She knew it. Everybody else knows it.
Mhm.
Justin, if you don't like people saying stuff like that, don't do it.
Don't do it. Oh, don't
If you don't
do
do
it.
it, if you don't do it, nobody can. Right?
Yeah.
You might not have known it, Ron, but anybody who's a fan of Britney, and I'm a little bit older to be like a fan of hers because she was in a younger generation. But like for crazy fans of Britney, they knew that. They knew that it was about her.
Mm-hmm. We knew.
As people were watching it so closely. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Especially when they were dating and stuff. That was like a big deal for those fans back then. Like the 98 Degrees and the NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, all those fans for Britney and Christina and all that, they all were very, very, very like focused on what those guys were doing back then. And so when he
Yep.
started dating Britney, everybody was all over that. So
Oh yeah.
anyway,
Mhm.
so I have another story if we have time, but if we don't, that's fine too.
Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So
Oh.
Fortnite forest preservation. I don't know, Ron, if you know anything about what I laugh sometimes and I'm like, I wonder if Ron's going to know what I'm going to talk about. But Tim Sweeney, who is the founder of Fortnite and the CEO of Epic Games, the company behind Fortnite and Unreal
Mhm.
Engine, is worth billions of dollars. I thought this was an interesting story. He's buying millions of dollars. With his millions of dollars, he's buying forest land across North Carolina, so people cannot build on or develop so he can protect it. He's buying as much forest land as he can to preserve it from anyone else getting it, which is right now a
Yep.
really big deal.
Mhm.
Because there are a lot of people, I would say, in this day and age that are trying to pretty much destroy a lot of our preserves, forests, and like even state parks and things like that are under a great amount of risk at the moment. So he has conserved over 190,000 acres. So I don't know. It depends on how you feel about this. Obviously, it's private ownership. Some people don't like that. They like state-owned things. They like federally owned things. But right now, somebody that's property that's state federally owned is kind of under the gun and could be used for not good reason in nature. So it's making him one of the largest private land conservationists in the eastern United States. He grew up exploring the forests of North Carolina as a kid, and he said he wants to preserve the landscapes that shaped his childhood. But he rarely talks about it publicly. If somebody found out about it, but he doesn't. I guess he doesn't go places and talk about it in interviews and things like that. But instead of chasing rockets or trophies, that may or may not be a dig on some people we're not going to discuss. Sweeney is securing forests and ensuring that they remain untouched for generations. So shout out to Tim Sweeney, because right now I don't, some guys will buy yachts and islands, and some guys are trying to steal oil from other people and whatever.
Yep.
So if you buy a forest to lock it away from any development from other people, I'm all for that. And let me just challenge all the billionaires out there.
Oh, okay. Challenge.
Find a parcel of land if you're a nature lover, buy it, and make sure nobody else can get it. Don't develop on it. Anybody who wants to prevent development of land, I think we have enough of that, don't you? I think we have enough development of land. I've always been the type of kid that, like, if I see them, there's 2 areas right now over near me where they've like just taken trees down and put like, I hate to be, I hate to say I hate to be what's her name, Joni. They put up a parking lot. They tear down the trees and put up a parking lot. I hate to be that person.
That's my song.
But I hate it. Is it?
Yeah.
I hate that. There's 2 places that I used to walk around with my dog within the last 5 years that they've gone in and like taken all the trees out and put fences up, and I'm just upset. I don't like that. Like we really need to be able to walk around in nature, and animals are trying to survive. So when we do that and we get like coyotes and foxes and all kinds of stuff walking through our neighborhoods, this is why. This is why, like, we're pushing them into suburban areas because they don't have anywhere to live. So we're developing areas right now. Like we need housing prices to come down and all that. And I'm not going to get all into that crazy stuff. But anytime I see anybody that has a huge amount of money that's doing something with it that like is like sort of good for the planet, I'm happy. Right. And the problem with vacant buildings, because I watch a lot of urbex and stuff like that, and is a lot of the stuff it's either we had something over here that was like it was historically registered, but it was falling apart. So the only thing that you can do with something like that is tear it down, or like there's this huge process to try to renovate a building that's on historical list, because everything in the building has to be replaced with something exactly the same. So you got to source doorknobs and particular types of doors and wood, and there's all this stuff that buildings made up in the first place. The historical society will not let you replace that with anything like different or cheaper, or so that's why a lot of these buildings sit, and a lot of them are owned by people that can't afford to preserve or to renovate them, but they also can't afford to knock them down. So that's why you see a lot of these properties. Like I said, I watch a lot of shows of people that drive around these back roads in America off 66 and places where people used to drive before the highways went up and stuff like that. And all these areas of these houses that are falling apart, you're like, why can't they just? And it's kind of like, yeah, but who? Like, you have to really think about this. Like, the city ends up owning these properties when they get condemned at some point. People that own them pass away. They sell off. They get bought at auction, whatever. But anything that's on a history list cannot be. You can't just knock it down. You can't just rebuild it without going through a process, and it costs money. So, I get it. And then you have like what you call urban prairie. I don't know if you've heard that word before. And urban prairie means like Gary, Indiana. If you get a chance to look up Gary, Indiana right now, just look around. Gary, Indiana is a mess. I think it's like 25% habited, and the rest of it is just falling apart. Like, yeah, it's real bad. I think it's one of the cities that's on the top of the list for like crime and stuff like that. But all of a bunch of people moved out of Gary and just left it, and so there's a whole bunch of like just abandoned properties. And urban prairie is when the city comes in and says, okay, well, this is condemned. We're going to end up with homeless people in here. We're going to end up with a fire, or something is going to happen. So the city comes in somehow and acquires that land, and they knock down the house. Urban prairie is like a whole bunch of grass where a house used to be. And so what happens is like you see a lot of urban prairie for places that had like neighborhoods full of houses. They come in and knock the houses down because the houses become a hazard to people, right? To trees, to everything around it. Like I said, you get homeless people that come in, or anything that happens where somebody just comes through and does arson, decides they want to burn down the house for whatever reason. It puts all the people in the neighborhood at risk. So it's be so nice to have it be simple, but there's a whole bunch of complication to these properties that are sitting there. So that's why they just decide to build across the street and start over. It's not good for them to do that, but that's a lot of reason why they just the red tape of it, I guess, or whatever.
As long as they don't touch 2300 Jackson Street, we good to go. We good to go.
That is probably one of the only. It's gated. Have you been there?
No, I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's like my sister went. Where's my sister? Is my sister here? She went to 2300 Jackson. I think that she was trying to get out of the car, and the person she was like, "Don't! What are you, crazy?" Because it's a very bad neighborhood, very bad. Yeah, it's a real bad neighborhood. Like everything around it is a mess. I think they bought the house next door or something, and then they gated it all in, so it's got wrought iron gates around it. What's going on, Kenny? You gotta watch. You gotta go see these things. Janet Jackson just went through there, and she's like, "This is where I grew up," or whatever. But she gets out, and it's all right. It's preserved and it's beautiful, but the entire neighborhood around it is falling into dust and disrepair. It's a poor neighborhood. It always was. I mean, the only reason it looks like it does now is because the Jacksons became famous, and then they went through the house and made it. Like almost it's a museum. Nobody lives there at this point. It's just, I don't know if it's a museum or not, but it's definitely like gated, and they've got people coming through that paint it and keep up with it and everything else, so it's beautiful, but everything around it is just like ruin, complete ruin. So yeah, if you get a chance to look that up, it's interesting. But Gary, Indiana never was a good neighborhood even when they were living there when they were kids, so it got worse, which is sad. Yes, but my sister at least went by the front of it and saw it from a car window. I think she was highly advised not to get out, and so I don't think she did. But she's look, I want to get out. They were like, "Are you out of your mind? Stay in the truck." I don't know. If she was here, she could tell us the story. But anyway, I'll find out from her today. But yeah, anyway, shout out to Tim Sweeney and anybody who is a millionaire who, decides that they want to keep the planet in somewhat of a decent shape, and they would like to buy things to keep other people from destroying things. I highly recommend doing something like that. If I had that money, that's what I would do. That's what I would do.
Me too.
I would buy up all kinds of forest land and everything like that. Just make it so people could just walk around and enjoy it and have neat animals that can live there, and all of that. So, and that's it. I think that's where we do. Do we have another story for you, Kenny?
No.
Like, did we wrap up the show? Is that it?
We wrapped up the show.
We
did it. We did it.
So tomorrow they kick off, I think, Fool's Week. I haven't looked at the list, and I hope Ron is not lying to me about what the name of that is. But yeah. So you guys will be on to 10 o'clock in the morning. Kenny and Ron doing their thing. So you get up, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, or actually get up earlier than that. Then get your coffee, get your breakfast. And then get in front of the TV and turn on YouTube and get on Going On Daily and watch Kenny and Ron be Kenny and Ron. It's pretty funny. It's entertaining. Ron will have a top 5 list. Kenny won't like it,
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But that's what makes it great.
I thought he had one today.
I don't know.
He had one today. No,
not really. He came in and he talked about some. Right.
Oh my goodness!
I know. So yeah, we're done. Hey, so you will go on and enjoy your day, and I will too, and everybody that's watching will too. So we appreciate you coming out, or coming to see us, watch us. And hope you all have a great Saturday. All right. Oh, Kenny, where can you be found?
Right here.
Kenny can be found right there
at Rhode Island Broadcasting.
Okay. You got anything else you're doing? You got any big projects, Kenny?
No. Nope.
I have a big project.
Not
I have
yet.
a big project that I keep trying to figure out how we're gonna. We're having scheduling difficulties now. The technical, I think, is okay, but now we're having scheduling difficulties. But I am working on a podcast. Otherwise, you can find me at Lena DJ Lena Williams at IG, and that's with JAY Lena DJ Lena Williams at Facebook, and Lena Lee Williams 8668 on YouTube, which if you're watching, you already know. But those are the places to find me. And just DJ Lana, DJLANA. If you put that in Google, you'll find me. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll find me. I've been on
Google.
You can Google me.
Google me.
Yep, DJ space LANA. If you Google me, you will find me.
Wow, that's how you know you legit. Google me.
I don't know, but anyway, yeah. You guys have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow because we've got it going on daily. Bye bye. See you later.